Hi, it's Dave the Grey from the Hairy Game Lords, and we have been playing For Humours by Adam's Apple Games. What did we think? Find out. So, welcome to Lockdown Heaven, or Discord as it's also known. For Humours. To be honest, guys, I think this is a completely different mechanic to what we've come across before. Certainly myself, there may be other stuff down there, but Prisoner's Dilemma, got to love it. For those of you not in the know, Prisoner's Dilemma is one of the classic, famous paradoxes. Stop nodding, Pete. Whereby...
I know all about it. I can tell you can stop there, Dave. I can tell everyone about it if you want to, but no, go for it. You go.
What should be the optimal move actually doesn't give you the optimal outcome. So, in this game, the main sort of thrust of the game is you have these cards, and will tell you how gorgeous the artwork is, I'm sure, shortly. But you're playing your tokens on here. And in the manner of the medieval humours, there are 4 different tokens. So, choleric, yellow ones, that's your angry fella. And if only one person plays a yellow, the yellow wins. 2 or more
I'm hoping I'm pointing at Dave.
No, you're not. You're pointing at Ange.
You're not. You're pointing at me. I'm not the angry player. Dave's
That's
the angry player.
But yeah, 2 cholerics, neither of them win. So sometimes it doesn't pay to go all out for the big win because somebody else will go, you know what, I'm going to pop a yellow down as well. And either I win or nobody wins. I don't care. And that was... Ange kept doing that. So
yeah, we did.
If no cholerics win, then it goes down to the next level. Sanguines. You need 2 sanguines. Sanguines, the hearts, red, all lovey-dovey, so you need to have at least 2. You are allowed 3, though.
James the Slightly Beardy.
James the Slightly Beardy is very sanguine. No cholerics win, and there's 2 sanguines. Sanguines win. If there's only 1 sanguine left all on his own, or none, goes down to the next level. Melancholics win, which are the black ones. 2 melancholics together. Happy days.
Ange and I, when we've lost as a team, we can...
Orbital. I was very, very sad at that.
And down at the bottom, if there's nothing else winning, you've got phlegmatics, who are white, who are just... You know, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. But I've had a good game.
Might be like that, actually. Yeah, have a good game if I lose.
The whole game revolves around winning these cards. So this one's quite unpleasant. The Divination Cliffs. There's options for 3 yellow ones, and obviously 3 yellow ones go down. Also nobody wins at all. 2 red, 1 white, 1 black. So there's loads of options there for what you're going to play on that card.
And basically, if you win the card, you then get to place the winning token that you played on that, or if it was 2 of you that won, you get to place your players onto one of these map tiles.
And there's of the map.
You have 6 map tiles laid out in a random notation. All the maps have got the same connecting spaces on the corners, so you can put them out in any different order, which creates lots of different options. So there's lots of replayability in this game because you've got different location cards coming out onto a map that will be randomized each time, and you're playing for these objectives. So you have to try and get your tokens onto the various places on the map to be able to, in this case, get 3 adjacent regions with at least 2 tokens on each.
Easy.
So there are easy. Lots of different ways to get those objectives, but you've got to win the right cards. And that's made even more difficult by it because you are pulling those tokens out completely at random from a bag. So those of you that don't like...
You've got there.
Thank you.
So I'm sure some of you listening to this are suddenly starting to get worried. This is a game all about luck. However,
Not so
there is an
much.
element of luck because you don't know
Not so
there is an
much.
element of luck because you don't know what you're going to pull out. But the reality is, whatever you pull out, you're then going to have to mitigate that luck and work with what you've got. You've got the 4 cards that you can possibly go on, and just because you've got that lowly little white token that's at the very bottom, that could still be enough to win. Because if
White
2
actually
clerics
won quite
might
a
be a
lot of
really good
times.
so you've got to think about what you're going for. You've got to be aiming for, if you are one of the the melancholic tokens and you're the only one who wins a melancholic, you still get to place your token on the map, but you have to move it 1 space away from the thing that you're going for. However, that can be a good strategy if you need to move 1 space away from. If there's nothing that you need, but there's one that's 1 space away from one of those cards, why not play
Slip in
a
with a black.
one melancholic and hope that you might get it that way?
And to be fair, Charlie especially, how many times did he win with a black or a white when the 3 of us were messing around, taking each other out with the cholerics and getting too aggressive at the top?
It's also good to point out that everybody has their own player boards as well. So there's not only the cards at the bottom of the map, but there are also your own player boards that you can play onto instead of placing onto the cards on the map. And they are scored at certain times when things are triggered in the game.
So it's a trigger.
Midday parties. Those are triggered when somebody wins their first objective card. So these, again, this is 2 different locations on the map, both up for grabs after that first objective card's been taken. And exactly the same rules apply. So here we've got yellow and white. Now that's a big all in, or just snirtle around at the bottom, could go either way. Follows exactly the same rules. And then you also have the midnight parties. Now, you only need 2 objective to finish the game, basically, to get into the end game. Once somebody's got 2 objectives, you score the midnight parties, and that is a big 4 locations that are up for grabs straight away. So even if somebody grabs their second objective, you potentially could win another 4 locations and pinch another couple of objectives and win the game right at the end.
And if you think about it, there are only 4 cards in 1 round. That midnight party is a whole extra round that you're in essence playing on. And I came into that game late, so I think I might have had 2 tokens on the midnight parties. No, I mean I was too focused on the core game and not thinking about the end game. And actually, so there is, it's one of those games that it pays to have that wide view rather than that really focused view. It's too often chasing 1 card, and all it takes is somebody to throw you off that card, and your whole strategy is ruined, and you need to rethink. Whereas if you've got that step back view, a little bit calmer, think about things in a wider space. This is a game that has some luck, but a hell of a lot of strategy in there as well.
I got kind of suckered in a few times on the. Andrew's played a token on that. I'm going to win that card. No, and I completely forgot about my objectives, the locations, or what I was trying to do. It was I think he's played a sanguine on that. Right, I'm going to have him.
And I think that's called the git move, isn't it?
It is called the git move, which is classic prisoner's dilemma of taking other people down and yourself with it, or playing the longer game for the benefit of all. Nah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. I like the game a lot because the mechanic feels different. It feels fresh to what kind of like we're used to in a lot of mechanics. But then there is an element of a take that to it as well. So what I often did, now the round finishes when 2 of those, I think, 4 cards are completed along the bottom there. Now some of the cards have maybe 5 or 6 locations on. Some have like maybe 3 or 2. And if
just 2.
If 2 of those cards are completed, the round finishes, and you flip over the tokens to see who has won. Often, what I did as a bit of a take that thing, I could hear the discussion around the table of people saying, "Yeah, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that," or "Ooh," and I think, well, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to meet one goal because that's where I was at. I would just finish the round, much to people's like, well, Dave would be like, "What are you doing, Andrew? Oh, flipping heck!" Felt great. But yeah, so there's an element of take that as well as the element of strategy, planning. Really, really good. Really enjoyable game. And of course, that artwork. I'm the bearded lady. I'm going to talk about the artwork. The artwork.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just beautiful, beautiful artwork on there, but clever as well. So the cards, the naming of the cards are funny. There's almost that kind of like
Bard
Monty
Boulevard.
Python-esque kind of feel to it.
Oh, good.
As you can see, the music on that one there, that is actual
It's
music.
a little birdie whistling a tune.
Love it, love it. So that's actual music that you could, if you were that way inclined, play. I'm not, but clever cards. The artwork, beautiful but clever. Funny game in terms of sort of like just the fun on the cards, but also the banter that it creates around the table. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to playing this again.
Yeah,
a standard quote from the Hipster King. I unashamedly was yet again the loser. I think, as I say, I focused too much on trying to hit specific objectives rather than spreading out a bit wider. Would have probably been a better call. But absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to play this game in person because having seen the components now that Dave's shown us, it was good. It was really good on TTS. It's a quality game, but to actually have it physically in front of you and be moving those lovely looking tokens around on those massive tarot cards, we're calling them Pharaoh cards. That's fat tarot cards. They're just huge. Dave, put it up against your face again, just so we can see how big the cards are.
Put it in front of your face. There we go. It's way better.
Where's he gone? This is a game with high replayability, really quality components, looks gorgeous, very fresh gameplay. I think the map flips and there's almost a different way of playing on the back, like a different version of the game. So you're getting 2 games in one. You can play from 2 to 6 players. This game has got a lot going for it. So big thumbs up from the Hipster King down at wherever I am on your screen. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Bearded Lady loved it. Can't wait to play it again.
Dave the Grey loved it. Adam's Apple Games, yet again, one to watch. And it's on Kickstarter now. So head over there
and check it out.
And check it out. You will love it. We certainly did. 2 thumbs up.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We live for that in these times. We live for
It's all we live for, literally.
It's Hipster King from the Hairy Game Lords, and Dave's going to tell you what we've been playing.